Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on The Flash Season 7, as well as just the rest of the DC TV stuff on our televisions or computer screens, whatever it might be, because yeah, we're talking about stuff. So we are not a lot, if that makes sense, but a bit into the break between seasons for the DC TV shows. If we were in the normal timeline and not the hell of a timeline we are in now, we'd only be about a month or so after the seasons ended for the shows, and about 3 or so weeks away from San Diego Comic-Con coming on, that being on and us getting new trailers and all that, all the good stuff. But of course we are on an extended break this time around, but since the end of season, as well as just events that have arisen since that moment, many of you guys had various questions and thoughts in general that you have sent to me and wanted my opinions on or just to answer, and I thought I'd spend a video focusing on that. Now, if you have other questions that you would like answered, because I don't go over a lot in this video, I'm going to be completely honest, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to answer them in either the comments or include them in another video. But this will probably be the only video I do for at least a while where the whole video is just focused on a Q&A style thing. So that's just a heads up. But of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could, drop a like on it. It's greatly appreciated to support the channel during this time. And also, if you want to leave your thoughts on the questions that I brought up in this video, do that as well, because I'm always happy to hear your thoughts. But yeah, the first question comes from Noah Buxton, who's got the Flash family profile picture. I don't know if you guys can see that. How do you think they will wrap up Sue and Ralph's plot, especially Sue, since she wasn't even fired? Now, this has been a big question. It's something I've sort of brought up in the like 1 or 2 videos I've done on the whole Hartley Sawyer thing. People have been asking about this specifically, or other ways to word this question in general. In regards to Sue and Ralph's plot as a couple, I really don't know, because they could do 2 options, I think. The first one involves Sue not getting fired necessarily, but definitely having her job shortened. And that's if they just have Sue on screen, Ralph's doing everything off screen, and they just have Sue there and they deal with it there. You know what I mean? So Sue finishes it off, but Ralph's not on screen. Because personally, and I've said this before, I don't think they'll recast Hartley Sawyer. Recast Ralph, sorry. I think they'll just leave the character. I know it's an easy character to recast technically because he can face swap. I just don't think they will. Like, if I was the person running the show and I'd made this decision, I personally wouldn't recast, because I just think whoever gets cast in the role is, one, not going to be as good, because I think Harley was pretty much a perfect match for the role. But also, they're just going to get attacked, and which I obviously don't support, but they're just going to get attacked by people. And I'm not saying everyone that's in support of Hartley is going to attack. I'm just saying you are always going to get those toxic people who would attack no matter what. And I would not want to put that upon an actor. So I think they won't recast Ralph in any way. So they'll just have him off screen and maybe have Sue there. And the other option is pretty much the opposite of that, where neither of them are on screen, and they pretty much just say that they pretty much have Team Flash do Sue and Ralph's job. So Sue and Ralph go into hiding because of what's happened, and say Team Flash, or maybe like a character specific, so like Cisco or Chester or something like that, does the job. They're the one to clear Sue's name and prove what actually happened, and then that's what they do. And then maybe they have Sue show up for an episode, or have her do a voiceover where she's on the phone or something like that to wrap up their story and then move on. That's what I could see them do. Which is bad for Natalie Dreyfus. She did nothing wrong, and she's probably going to be in all of next season. I think I heard somewhere that there was no plans to write Sue or Sue specifically off the show, so she pretty much had a job next season. So it's pretty bad for her, but she's tied to the whole situation. So I guess it's just bad luck. That's probably the best way to put it. But yeah, I think they'll just wrap it up off screen personally. But there is the other option where Sue could maybe be in a couple of episodes, and then it's wrapped up and she won't be in any more episodes. Hopefully that was answered properly. I don't know. The next one's coming from Ryan. In Season 1, Reverse Flash told Arrow that he lived till 86. Did Flashpoint change that meaning Flashpoint created Crisis? You could put it... Honestly, there's no correct way to answer this, because it could either be that Flashpoint changed it, or that Nora being there changed it, because Nora sort of made Crisis come earlier. I think it's sort of like, anyway, whatever it was. Yeah, there's no real correct way to answer that outside the fact that it changed and Oliver died early. That's pretty much the best way to put it. Yeah, you could blame it on Flashpoint, you could blame it on Crisis, you could blame it on Elseworlds, you could blame it on Nora. Whatever you want to do, it's either one of those was technically correct, because I don't think there's actually a 100% correct answer, correct way to answer that. The next one is coming from Rhino Z God. I think that's probably the best way to word it. Will Stargirl and the rest of the JSA ever be in a crossover? What's going on with the Swamp Thing show? Who will replace Jay Garrick and Alan Scott? So that's sort of like a three-parter. In regards to the Stargirl, will Stargirl and the rest of the JSA ever be in a crossover? You'd have to assume yes. Now, I think the best way to put this, because I've seen a lot of confusion, Stargirl technically isn't in the Arrowverse. That's probably the best way to word it is Stargirl isn't in the Arrowverse, but it's connected to the Arrowverse. Just like how Black Lightning wasn't in the Arrowverse, but it was connected because we knew it was in the multiverse. They confirmed that. So we knew it was actually connected in some way. It just probably wasn't in it. But then there's an example with like Supergirl where I would say she was in the Arrowverse because she always crossed over. There was actually a proper crossover sort of thing there. So until they actually properly cross over and we actually see Stargirl on the Cosmic Staff flying around Central City or something like that, they're not actually in the Arrowverse until then. Now, do I think we'll get that? Yes, I think that'd be crazy not to. This Stargirl's like a big success on the CW. I think it's doing well in DC Universe. It's a very well received and well watched show, especially like on streaming and everything like that. So I think they'll eventually do it. It just matters when they get around to doing Stargirl Season 2, because I think they won't be able to do any sort of crossover until then. And I say that because I personally think if they do a Stargirl crossover, they will probably just have Grant Gustin go to Atlanta and film on the Stargirl set. And I think that will be the episode. The only issue around that is I think there's like laws around that where technically for an episode of The Flash, it actually has to be filmed in Vancouver, I think. But they might be able to work around it for that episode or something like that, because I just don't see it possible to bring all the JSA, especially if you include Stripe or something, to Vancouver. They could, but obviously it doesn't make sense to me that they would be the ones to explore the multiverse. Like the Stargirl people, it'd have to be the Flash discovering the multiverse again and then finding Stargirl's Earth. That's what it would have to be. So unless they do it all on Stargirl, but it has to air around the same time as The Flash, it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. I think it's eventually going to happen, but I think logistically, it's actually more difficult than a lot of people think. But it'll be interesting to see how they do it. And I'm interested to see what the storyline would be as well. Like, I don't even think they necessarily have to fight a big villain, but just have it that it's like a rediscovery in the multiverse. And yeah, having like Flash discover Earth 2 again would be pretty cool. In regards to Swamp Thing, don't expect a season 2. It's just re-airing on the CW because the CW needs airtime. However, if it's really well received, then maybe HBO Max could look into season 2. But that was an expensive show to make, and it's very niche as well. It's important to remember that it's not like a family show. It's very unique and not unique, but it is unique, but it's very niche. It's like a horror superhero show. The demand for it wouldn't be over the top. I know some people wouldn't like to hear that, but that's just the case. In regards to Jay Garrick and Alan Scott's replacement, I'd expect Jesse Chambers and maybe Jade as the two replacements, but we'll have to wait and see. The next question comes from Ethan. Even with a delay, will the Flash still have a mid-season break? It won't have a quote-unquote mid-season break like we normally would, which is like, 4 to 5 weeks? Actually, it's a bit longer than that, isn't it? It's about 6 weeks. I'd expect like a little breaks in between, because there's going to be weeks when they start airing again where there'll be something competing, whether it's like the what is it, the March Madness thing, the college basketball thing in March, if that happens, which I think by that point probably would. So there'd be like that, for example, and even some other things, like even like something like Batwoman or Supergirl when that starts. Oh, Batwoman specifically, like there's always stuff on Sundays in like that first half of the year, so they always get pushed back sometimes a week. So it would still see like breaks. I don't think we'd see a traditional mid-season break of 6 weeks. If anything, they might have a week break if like, if we get episode 9 or 10, whatever it says at the mid-season finale, then they'll have a week or 2 break, and then they'll just start again and go full on until the end of the season. But it won't be the traditional one. The next question comes from HM's DC's show. When will we get the origin and reverse Flash? I'd expect the final season. That's for me personally. My dream final season is pretty much the lead up to what we see in the pilot, where it's Barry running back to save his mother. Running back to save himself, like we saw in the pilot, and Reverse Flash gets stuck there, and it's sort of like a full circle. So he gets stuck there, but throughout that entire season, like that would be in the series finale. But in the season leading up to that series finale, we may get like the origin of Reverse Flash. It's the younger Reverse Flash. We find out why, he hates Barry and everything like that. I'd love to see that properly done. And you could get Matt Letcher back, or you get a younger actor to play it. Who knows what they would do, but that's what I would do for the final season. And the final question comes from Mulan, who says, do you think all the changes for Batwoman Season 2 will affect the ratings in a positive way or negative? Well, just like any show, especially a network show, it's not going to increase in ratings, most likely. It'll probably drop in ratings. That always happens. Regardless if Ruby Rose stayed on, it would have dropped in ratings. I think the big question is, does it drop like the normal amount, or does it drop like 30%? That's the big question. And I think it matters on who they cast in the role and how it's promoted and everything like that. If they put out a lot of good promo material, it's a very positive casting, it could affect it in a positive way and it could go up viewership, or it could stay the same, or it could be negative and drop down. It really just matters how they handle the promotional side of it, as well as just who they cast. And we won't know until they actually start doing that. So I would just say it'll probably just drop the normal amount. I don't think that'd change too much. Like, I'm still going to watch it no matter who they cast. So yeah, but in regards to whether it's a positive or negative, I think it's like a wait and see as to how they handle in regards to casting as well as promotional stuff. So I have to wait about that, or wait for that, might I say, when the time comes. But yeah, guys, that's it to go over. As I said, it wasn't a lot of questions, but I knew some would take more time to answer, so I didn't want this video being like 20-25 minutes. But as I said, if you have any other questions, be sure to let me know any of them in the comment section down below, and I'll try and include them at the end of other videos or answer them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on these questions. If you have anything to add, over what I added to them, if that makes sense. And yeah, I'll catch you guys. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe if you want to do that. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.